That's fine. You can blame Maya. All right, I just gotta get chat back, so I'm good to go. All right. Let's continue the conversation as you were having with the Nosferatu. Okay, so they kept as I kept trying to say. There we go. Perfect. So he gestures again to the mausoleum, and he says to you, 4 of you walked in, 5 of you walked out, all alive and walking. Vampire doesn't come out of a sleep like that without a little bit of a pick-me-up.
Look. Emmy gets off the
tombstone?
What do we call it? The tombstone, jumps down, kind of walks in between him and Jimmy, and she's like, "We've given you a lot of information." And she kind of looks at Jimmy, "Probably too much." And she looks back. "So, what do you got for us?"
You've told me you work for St. Clair. And what else?
We gave you 2 names.
Pope, that's right, you did give Pope, I apologize. And the name of Pope. And you want to know what again, little one?
Who do you work for?
Ourselves.
How many of you are there?
At least 3. But the number tends to change depending on the night. The 3 of us are here regularly. And we have transients that meander their way through from time to time.
How this?
Why don't we make that 5? And in the future, when we come across information, we'll share it with you. If you come across information, you share it with us. And I want to use my persuasion specialty, which is a deal you can't refuse.
Go for it.
Okay, do I have to roll? What do I roll?
So, okay, sorry, yeah. So you got a deal you can't refuse, which is going to give you the +1. And it's going to be, I was going to say like a presence plus plus persuasion or something along those lines. Or
can I do manipulation?
I would say manipulation makes more sense, actually. Manipulation plus persuasion. +1 for a deal you can't refuse.
Manipulation plus persuasion. And then a bonus +1, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, come on. This has to do something. Oh, yes, 4.
Okay, and go ahead and...
9. I was like, man, I gotta get some kind of success out of this.
Go ahead and give me the... well, what you said to him one more time. You say... basically, you're saying goodbye and saying, like, hey, anytime we want to deal with you, we're welcome to.
No, she was basically saying that, how about we make that... Because he was saying there's 3 of them, but sometimes the number changes. And she said, why don't we make that 5? And if you come across information, you share it with us. And if we come across information, we'll share it with you.
So, like, you're saying, like, hey, work with us in the future kind of thing.
Yeah.
He looks down and now, like, no longer seems to have any interest in Jimmy whatsoever. His gaze kind of just falls to Emmy as she kind of steps forward and kind of takes hold of the situation to the best of her ability and offers him this deal. And he looks down and says, information should not be freely given, whether via you or via me. However, I'm willing to be open to doing business with you and your companions again, should you need to come down this way and work with us. But know and understand, if you make a mess in our graveyard again, any and all deals ceased to be. And if you come here...
What do you consider a mess, exactly?
The bodies of 5 mortals strewn across a graveyard, blood all over the tombstones and the grass damp with it.
Okay.
And if you want information, you come here with information to trade. It's as simple as that. And you bring Caligari with you.
And Varys, because we think he's such a cool guy, and I totally want to smoke a stove with him. You know what I'm saying?
They fucking hated you.
That's so great. Everyone's like, that's racist.
Is there any other questions you have?
No.
He actually doesn't ever look up to you and stays locked on with Emmy.
What was the the Order of the Dracul, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what does the Order of the Dracul have to do with that little boy over there?
They actually, he actually just shakes his head very subtly. I don't know what you're talking about.
Interesting.
What little boy? The one you dug up?
Oh, is he talking about the one that Callie and I dug
Yeah,
up?
yeah, the one Callie and you dug up.
Yeah, him.
Don't know anything about it. I try to keep out of the Covenant nonsense. It makes simple things like getting information overly fucking complicated.
But why would you live here and not know about the people here?
Because unlike you, we're not here to disturb the graves of the dead. This is just a place that we won't be bothered. People don't tend to come here. Away from prying eyes.
I noticed that
She points to like the weeping lady.
Mm-hmm.
her flowers seem fresher than the others. Who keeps bringing them?
He doesn't say a word, actually.
Can I auspex on him, or can I like?
Yeah, you can
see
go ahead and re-auspex him if you would like.
or aura perception.
Yeah,
him?
yeah, that's auspex. Yep, yep.
Okay, so that's intelligence, empathy. Oh, come on, don't miss this. I'm probably gonna miss this because I've been on a roll. Is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, I gotta make my roll as well.
1 success. Come on, 0. For your composure.
Okay. So you look at him and you see the color of brown.
Brown. It's brown. I don't think I've seen brown before.
Don't think you have either.
Oh. He's bitter. He's bitter. Why would he be bitter? I don't even know how to ask that.
Yeah, no.
He's in love with me.
When he doesn't answer, I guess Emmy like looks at him and ponders, and then she's like, she looks over back at her, and she's like,
Sad memories?
Keep your prying eyes to yourself, girl.
Is it you? Are you the one leaving flowers? I knew you liked flowers.
He looks back to Jimmy. If you're gonna come back here for information, you leave her and the one with the sword behind. And he turns and he walks away.
I'll miss you too, friend.
I thought it was sweet.
I did too.
Let's go find Callie.
Okay.
All right. So we'll say the Callie, do you ever, on the third night when you put all of this together, we'll say it's around like 2 a.m., do you plan on crawling out of your sewer and looking for anybody, or do you plan on just staying in your sewer?
Fuck.
'Cause
I
that's
put
gonna
feelers out immediately for Zigzag.
Okay. Your feelers come back empty-handed that night.
I figured as much. He's moved on. Fuck. God damn it. Fuck. Pause.
All right.
So deal with someone else right now.
That's fine.
I'm gonna be over here.
That's fine. Jimmy and Emmy, you know finding Callie unless she wants to be found is going to be difficult, bordering impossible. She doesn't have a phone. You can't get in contact with her. However, what about Varys? You plan on finding him as well?
Presumably we can find Varys just by going home.
And he has a phone, is what I'm saying. Like, if you want to find Varys, you can easily get to Varys, no problem.
I
Yes.
of the three of them,
Mm-hmm.
Is Jimmy? Do I know that he's Dracul or whatever?
Like John said, he hasn't really been keeping it a secret, and
Okay.
I mean, if you could probably piece it together pretty easily.
So yeah, like I kind of get it. I'm gonna find him.
Sure.
I want to talk to him about
Interesting, because
Dracul
we're trying to
stuff.
find you.
Yeah, but you're welcome. Because you wouldn't unless I make that sell.
Yeah. So
But yeah, I come to you guys actually.
That's
So
fine.
You
So-
guys cruise on home, and guess who's on that fucking doorstep?
Jimmy and Emmy, are you going to Varys' place, or are we going to like Jimmy's place, which is the park essentially?
I guess maybe Varys, and then
Okay.
we just happen to meet Callie there.
So
I
you
think we
actually-
swing by.
You actually go to Varys' place, and you arrive before he's even back from wherever he is. He's not there. Within 10 minutes, a car pulls up with very heavily tinted windows. The door opens, and out of the back seat climbs Varys. As the door shuts, the car just takes off. Not in like a squealing wheels sort of way, but just kind of leaves. And Varys is walking his way up to the apartment. The three of you will convene at, say, the base or the base of the building, or right outside the apartment door if you want to go inside and go into the apartment. And Callie,
I'm waiting for Jimmy particularly in this case, and I know that this is where he's going to show up.
Yep.
So like, I have no intention of going in and like chatting with Varys otherwise.
Okay, so you're gonna wait for basically Jimmy to leave. Sure. All right, the three of you get together and you meet. Let's say outside the building. Varys, Jimmy, and Emmy.
Okay, then I can come up, right?
If you want to, yeah, you're welcome to. And then Callie. So the three of you meet up, and then out of like the corner of a building, seemingly out of nowhere, the deformed, gross, elongated body of Callie starts crawling her way over.
Rah, rah, rah.
The four of you meet together. Who says what first, when, and how?
I say jack shit. You guys hang out for a bit.
Sure.
So I mean, since we're all here, I just kind of look over and see that you guys are all like here, which I thought was kind of funny. And I'm just like, what were you guys up to? I say more to Emmy, but to the two of them.
A lot of things.
That's pretty vague.
Okay, so and Jimmy just explains literally everything he's doing.
Whoa! Let's go inside, Jimmy.
Oh,
Yeah, let's go.
where'd you
Let's
guys
go in.
out here.
I assumed a vague, quick, like after he said like 5 or 6 sentences, like I assumed a vague, quick answer. Let's go inside and chat.
Okay.
I'm sure everybody has things that they need to talk about. So
Everybody, no problem. Nobody stops you. There's no weird. Oh, you get jumped by No, like you get to the apartment, no problem. You're in the room.
Another gargoyle. What? No.
Yeah. And you know what? Why don't once the door shuts to the apartment, let's take our last break, and then we'll come back for the final hour where everybody starts sharing all the information, and I see what you guys decide to do with it. We'll be right back.
I'm gonna save his testicles.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Nika's going to save my testicles. Everything's good. All right. The four of you are in Varys' little apartment. All come together from basically 3 days of being away from one another. Caligari has been gone for 3 days. Jimmy and Emmy has been together for 3 days. I'm sure Varys...
Super weird, yo.
Yeah, super weird. I'm sure
It's
Varys...
super weird. I was not expecting that. It was different.
That's cool.
Also, yeah.
And, Callie got to speak with Zigzag. He kind of was weird with her. Then she researched. Jimmy and Emmy went and kind of had some bonding time. I'm assuming Varys saw Emmy between, feeding sessions with Jimmy and stuff. He kept tabs on her. And then Jimmy, poor Jimmy, sent a text, waited 3 days, got a response, and then got talked down to. Not Jimmy, Varys. So, but you're all in the apartment together finally after a few nights.
Shadowrun shit. Everyone got their info. Now we're coming to reconvening, and then we'll see where we're going with the mission. I'm just kidding.
All right, go right ahead. Who says what, when, wow, and where, why, how, go.
Well, what I
is
have
this
to
where I
say, I have
live
to say
too?
to Emmy.
Do I live here too?
I think so, yeah. Right?
Okay.
Come on.
If you let her, what's your choice?
What I have to say, I say to Emmy.
What did you say?
That's what I said. I said, what I have to say to Emmy.
Oh, okay.
Like, meaning not with the other two.
Gotcha.
So, inferring,
Gotcha.
I can go first or last.
I guess we'll wait to talk
Okay.
about that. Then
That's
after
fine.
they're gone or whatever.
So, what did you guys do?
Well, we went back to that graveyard. And we kind of left in a rush, so I was thinking maybe we could try to get that orb back, but obviously someone took it. It was one of the Nosferatu, the one with the hunchback. I didn't see him.
Cal just scowls.
Did we need
Do
it?
you know where he's at, Cal?
She shrugs. She's like, whatever.
Did we need that thing?
I don't think so.
No, but it's wasted on them.
I agree.
Did it
She
do
fucking
anything
hates them.
else?
She's like, she's so not impressed by them.
Did it do anything else?
Well, I laid down in Pope's grave thing? Casket?
That's the one.
Yeah. It was a little weird. He was there for a really long time. But like they said, he wanted them to do it. Why would you do that to yourself?
Like, wanted it, or like, and he kind of like points at Emmy's forehead. Wanted it.
What do you mean? Out of character.
Yeah. If she doesn't get it, he just like, was he convinced that's what he wanted?
No, he himself wanted to. He wanted to. He was telling someone else and he was in a hurry and I don't know.
I mean, we were told that that's what he wanted. I wasn't sure if it's what he wanted. I don't mean to be vague, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I think he wanted.
Okay.
This is like the most awkward conversation.
Yeah.
Like, did he want
Cal's
it?
just
Mind
Wanted it.
control.
fuck though.
How old? Like, how long?
Like, they didn't even have lights. They were using candles everywhere.
That's like not that long ago, though.
How long ago was it? Because you said
The information that you guys have, from what you understand, remember, the ghoul that you went and saved on like mission 1 had all information on him, and then the information you found secondhand after you rescued him is that Pope has been missing since like the 1800s, so like 200 to 300 years ish.
Okay. Yeah, I say that.
Like 200 or 300 years ago, something like that. It's not that long, but pretty long.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
So he's just been sleeping there for that long.
Okay. You know anything else about him?
Not really. He seemed really, really sad and afraid. when we brought him here. Or to Mr. Sinclair.
Yeah, I don't think he was a part of the shit that went down. I think he was just as much of a part of it as we were. You know, moving forward, it's different. But at the time, I think he was just as involved as we were.
What do you think they're gonna do with him?
Yeah, I don't know. I intend to find out, though. And I'm sure we all kind of have that feeling, don't we? You bump into those Nosferatu while you're out there?
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
made friends.
What?
50-50.
Those douchebags?
Oh, come on.
What?
They didn't do anything you wouldn't have done.
Fair. Doesn't make them any less of douchebags.
I think they were kind of upset that we just left a bunch
You
of
just
dead
own
people.
yourself? You just
in
called
their
yourself a
lawn.
douchebag.
Emmy's like,
He does that sometimes.
Never mind.
So what'd you get from them?
I don't know, nothing very useful yet.
They said you made friends.
We did
Yeah,
make
but-
friends.
You know, it's a slow process. Friendship, okay?
What did you tell them?
I didn't tell them anything.
What
give
did
them a
you
couple
tell
puts her arm
freebies.
on the couch.
What are the
and looks at
freebies?
Jimmy.
Easy, buddy.
There is no such thing as a freebie.
We got information out of it. We traded. It was a trade.
What was the information you got?
One, they cleaned up after us, which was polite and a
Stupid fucking
service.
crows.
That's actually not how that works, and you know it.
Fucking scavenger animals can take care of stuff, not unlike the IQ of those fuckers. What
I'll
else?
physically back up.
She's just like
Okay,
she's in like full like rawr mode right now. She's not gonna hurt you, but
it's a city of 3 million people, so it's not the same. However, we did nothing more than tell them who sent us. That's it.
That's it.
That's
Just
literally
who
it.
sent us here.
And out of that, we got that they didn't know it was coming, and that this is the first time someone's pulled anyone out of that graveyard the whole time they've been there, and we got a promise for further information trades. So it was a pretty good deal.
But there
Though-
was one caveat. They want
Yeah.
you to be there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Hey, see, it's fine.
Did you find anything out? He says, looking over to Callie and hoping to change the subject from, you know, her being pissed at Jimmy.
Yeah, that's true. If there's one thing you don't want, it's Cal being like angry. It's just, it just makes everyone else kind of funky feeling. Just that's wrong. I don't know. She starts going into detail about the books she read. Or one book in particular. One called Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
I saw the movie.
She explains in depth the interesting aspect of the perceived loss of the idea of growing up, how this one had a much darker feel, but also a strange amount of adventure. She almost liked it, but liked it less this time around as she was older. When she was younger and read it, she liked it quite a bit more and was rather surprised. She's just gonna keep talking about it in a very casual manner until any of you get all up in this bitch.
Oh, Emmy is totally in and intrigued by the conversation and continues to go.
She's
in on
gonna
the
get you a
conversation.
copy. She's like, you know what? We're gonna learn about Hogwarts. We're gonna learn about Hogwarts, Emmy.
Hold on.
Emmy.
Wait. Is this because, like, this book, like, this kid's book, is that supposed to be some sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, metaphor for what's going on in our world?
No,
She's like,
I think she's just literally describing the book to us.
She just shrugs and then is just like, I don't know. Why don't you check it out?
I told you I saw the movie.
Yeah, that is the perfect answer for him, isn't it? Varys,
I love
that's
it.
a good answer for Varys. Yeah, that's it. She's like,
You literally just spent like a couple of days reading a kid's book?
it's a good book.
It took you a couple of days?
I want to see if she's lying. I don't really know if I can do that.
Yeah,
but
there's
I
a
guess
contested roll.
I can. Is it a contested roll?
You're just what? Are you trying to read her aura? Is that what you're trying
Yeah, I
to
was like, or do I just do aura? Can I tell if someone's lying if they're?
Well, you could get off
Can I
like
say her or can
You
I
can
say
see if
what my
someone's
aura would be?
suspicious. You can see if someone's suspicious.
yeah, but first it's against her you're looking to roll against her composure check.
Yeah, composure. Yeah.
So Nika, you roll a composure check, and then she rolls hers.
Intelligence, empathy. Oh, I already have it set up. 4 successes.
0. So you get.
I thought she took a penalty based off of her composure. So instead of
It says
You know what I mean?
intelligence plus empathy plus aspects. Oh, minus
subject.
subject's composure, not versus. That's right.
yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
-2.
So -2.
So you get 2
Which is
auras
still
off of her.
Oh.
Nico, what's give me 2 moods that Caligari is primarily feeling right now?
Cagey, and impatient.
All right, I'll try and translate that to this list of some way. Cagey meaning, what does that mean specifically?
In general, she's very protective of what she figured out, and
Which is-
she's
Okay. So conservative? You're being conservative right now.
yes,
Okay.
definitely that.
So lavender is one. And what was the other mood? I'm sorry?
And impatient.
Impatient. Let's see.
It's funny. I would have assumed like a pale deep red after all that Harry Potter talk.
Right.
Hey, what? Why?
I guess.
Deep red?
I would say I'm maybe like aggressive. No, aggressive
Yeah,
is like
I don't know, but she's not really aggressive.
Yeah,
but I
angry
guess-
maybe.
No, I wouldn't even say that.
Hmm.
She's irritated by all of this stuff, but I would think in a general sense, like
So
she's fucking with them. They
So-
asked what she figured out, and she started reading a book.
We'll go
right?
light. We'll go
Talking
light
about
green. We'll go light green then.
Okay.
Distrustful.
lavender and light green.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Okay.
that.
Distrustful.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
I don't believe that's all you're reading. I know you too well.
Of course, it wasn't. She kind of like ruffles her hair a little bit. It's like, yeah.
So what'd you really find out?
I have a couple questions, but I'm still figuring things out.
Well, ask away.
She is definitely not going to share this with you.
Emmy,
Um,
Emmy, you just spent your night with a few Nosferatu. I mean, don't get me wrong, I genuinely like Callie here, but she's also a Nosferatu. She'll tell us what we need to know when we need to, and I think we just got to trust that she'll do that when the time comes.
Doesn't hurt to ask. Jeez.
Cal
Yeah.
is actually like kind of impressed with that knowledge. She's like, yeah, actually, that's a pretty good assertion. She sits down by Jimmy. Where is Jimmy right now? What is he doing?
Jimmy's at the table, and he's got the salt shaker and the pepper shaker, and he's trying to get them to lean against each other without falling over.
Okay. So she kind of sidles over to you and like gets like, you know, a little too close kind of thing, and she starts asking you about the Ordo Dracul and like all of that stuff. Just like, what's your association? She's gonna start deep diving, just like almost interview style, about how you got into it, what you know about it, your connection with the prince, if any, like that kind of stuff.
I mean, I just I go because my sire went. Like, he says, you know, it's like it's kind of a hookup thing. Like, there's not a lot of gangrel in the Ordo Dracul, so they treat us really good when we do show up, and the benefits are kind of good.
What are the benefits?
I don't know if
Friendship?
I'm supposed to talk about it.
All right. I can find a book maybe. So you got into it for that reason. How
But I mean,
deeply are you
it-
into it? Like,
It's like yoga. It's all about bettering yourself.
Oh, okay. What's yoga?
I
No,
thought
just
it was about stretching.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, you're muted, Nika.
she wants to go a little deeper in this conversation, but is not very persuasive. So she's just like kind of interested in his. I started asking general questions about Ordo Dracul, right? So like stuff that pretty much anyone would know, but then like starting to slip in other things. And I'm like, well, you know, like what's the history of this whole thing? What is their utmost tenet? What do they prize above all this other stuff? What did they think of the other weird culty people? What do they think of the Lycius Sanctum? What do they think of, like, I'm just starting to like get a couple of those questions in there.
By couple, she means rambling a ton of questions at you and
No,
interrogating.
no, just a little bit here and there, like just questions, just little questions, like what's trying to make it casual. It's not casual because she's not super casual.
But as casual as Caligari can get.
Right. I'm trying.
Pointedly, like chill.
No,
Asking a lot of questions.
Jimmy.
So
How about
let
them,
me.
them Lycians?
Do you actually answer, Jimmy? Like, because I can give you like what the Ordo feels
Yeah,
about
yeah.
everybody else.
I feel like Jimmy would give the basics that he
Sure.
that he
So
understands.
let me run this through. I'll run this by Callie so you know. So the Ordo Dracul basically feel about the following. The unaligned, which is actually 3 out of the 4 of you are unaligned. The Ordo Dracul feels usually that they're beneath notice, usually. Ordo Dracul about Invictus feel that they're strong outside but hollow within. The Carthians, they feel that Carthians cannot comprehend the value of self. And they don't put enough value in themselves. The Circle of the Crone, the Ordo Dracul feel like they're idolaters without enlightenment. Lancia Sanctum, the Ordo Dracul feels as though they emphasize order instead of improvement. And then that's it.
Okay. She feels somewhat satiated about this. But in a general sense, she's going to be asking a lot more questions directly about his influence and his interest in them at some point, but not yet. So she just said that she read a kid's book and it was really good.
That actually like interests Emmy as well.
Yeah, there's. I
So
figured
she's
that
like-
her and that we will both talk about it, and like maybe
Now we're
there's
just basically like both asking him all these questions.
yeah,
So,
and like she's
you
kind of
just
like
followed-
feeding in a couple questions to you because she knows that you're like way more persuasive. So she's like, "Huh, I wonder about that," and kind of waiting for you to like kind of charm him a little bit.
So you just became it because of your sire? What do you believe?
I mean, seemed like reasonable.
but what
like,
do you believe?
Like if being a vampire is the next step, right? Like if
Yeah.
you're up the food chain from people. Stay with me.
All right.
What's up the food chain from us?
Werewolves.
Bigger vampires.
Bigger vampires.
Worms.
Exactly.
Aliens.
My goal is to become a bigger vampire.
But the only way to do that is to kill another vampire.
Not necessarily.
Oh.
And that's what I want to figure out.
So you haven't figured it out yet, though.
No.
But what does that have to do with your religion?
I mean, it's not like a religion, it's like a way of life.
But you have like a bead thing and you pray to it.
That's Lancia Sanctum.
No.
Oh,
It's easy to get confused because
Wait.
for whatever's going on, Lancia Sanctum and Ordo Dracul seem to be somewhat at odds right now.
Okay.
At least for this thing.
oh, okay. I see what's happening. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know you don't know what rosary beads are?
No. I was confused. I thought
No,
like,
no, I know, but if it's
this
still
is out of character confusion.
oh, never mind. All right, so I don't say
Yeah,
line.
not in character. So,
So
she would not. Have
yeah.
said
So the just to maybe clarify a little bit, the boy that you dug up had Lancia Sanctum
Lancia
beads,
Sanctum, yep.
but the tomb that had Pope had Ordo Dracul markings. So
So She Cal is. No, I think I lost it. I'll be back.
No problem. No problem.
What does? So do they not get along, Lancia Sanctum and Order of Dracul?
I mean,
What's their beef?
I wasn't told that we don't get along, but it seems like right now we don't.
As far as you know, Jimmy, like just from with your sire and whatnot, yeah, there's no open beef between the Lancia Sanctum and Order of Dracul. As far as you know, whatever's going on between what you perceive to be going on between them may be tied to Pope himself. It could be a hundreds of year old beef that is being brought back, or there may be no beef at all. You're not sure, but as on the surface level, at the very least, there's no open hostilities between the two.
I see. There is. Do we know the prince's alignment? Like, what is he? Order Dracul?
No, he is not. He is Carthian.
He's Carthian.
Mm-hmm. He is, which makes sense, at least for Callie to know, because of the research you did. This guy rules pretty heavily with an iron fist. Order, and Carthian. The Carthians think more in terms of less about themselves and more about the bigger picture. As far as Order of Dracul see them, anyway.
Yeah, she starts fucking around with stuff in Varys' house, just kind of being bored.
Okay.
So long as she doesn't open the lab, it's password protected. She can't get in. She won't. She's scared of them anyways. It steals her soul.
She's
or
not
something.
scared of them.
Yeah.
She just doesn't use them. What the fuck? I'm not like a technology phobe.
Sure.
Like crazy.
I'm like, can I take your picture and do like?
I'm just like, ugh, I don't like it.
All right, so I'm like, that's some pretty twisted shit you're talking about there, but it sounds like there's just different factions. What are they? I mean, are these ideals? Are these philosophies? Are these faiths? Like, I understand the Lancia Sanctum. That actually, it makes sense.
What do I
makes
know
sense
about
for the tomb we were in too.
Yeah.
But
Because I have like 3 at a cult.
It'd be more politics than anything.
I have 1 at a politics.
If you want to make like a roll, more or less, to see what you know. What are you looking to know? Just about the covenants in general?
What he was asking about in particular.
and mind you,
If you want to roll, go ahead and roll me like an intelligence plus politics type thing.
Oh, intelligence. Okay.
Yeah, just
I
like what
have
you
zero
know.
More
cult,
witty.
zero politics, so I know nothing.
And you're and can you just ask the question again, Emmy? What was the question, or
Two
what was
sentences.
the context and what you're rolling for?
Varys was asking questions, and I was wondering if I knew the answers to them.
Oh, okay. And what was the question again, Varys?
Yeah, I said so. What are these groups? Are they like ideals? Are they like philosophies? Are they like religions, faiths, whatever?
They're
like see a sanctum. I get that.
Yeah. So what little you know, Emmy, about it, and maybe just because of passing knowledge and stuff, but they're all of that. It depends on which one you're talking about. Lancia Sanctum is pretty openly religion-like. They still believe in Jesus and all that stuff, but it's more twisted, I guess, in a lot of ways because of the knowledge that they have. Where something like Carthian is more a government, or at least they aim to be a government. They're less a religion, more an organization.
As she's rambling on about this, because she's answering you,
Yeah, go ahead.
and
Please.
she pauses for a moment, and she's like,
You remember those stained glass windows, Cal? Maybe they
She
have to
brings
do
them
with
out of her pocket and sprinkles it on the floor.
maybe they have to do with one another. You know, they're all about this weird twisted religion. Maybe the Pope has to do with that.
She nods. But that's all she's saying. She's just like, yeah.
Is there any?
And then-
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Emmy just kind of goes quiet because she starts going in her own head.
Sure. So we'll say you guys kind of sit together and you start handing off knowledge. Say that took about an hour of just kind of sitting around the table, you know, with moments of silence and whatnot, kind of perforating through the conversation. Is there anything else that the 4 of you are looking to do before, like, you kind of head on your separate ways? Is there anything else you want to know? Anything else you want to?
Well, I got to talk to Emmy.
Yep. And I know Callie. Are you done talking to Jimmy, or do you still want Jimmy alone?
I think I'm kind of done. I just wanted more. He's the only one who is associated with any of this like cast thing going on.
Yep.
So as for her, she's gonna go back and back to the books and think about what was his name? Carthian?
Carthians are that's just
So that's I got the name right. Yeah. So yeah, she's gonna look into this whole Carthian business.
Okay.
To see because again, if he's representing Carthians, how does everyone else feel about that? And a lot of how she gets her information is not directly. So there will be a lot of if she can and such. Essentially, she's gonna go spying and kind of taking the temperature of the interactions between everyone now.
Okay, gotcha. So you're gonna spend days or weeks even just around the city doing what you can to learn what you can, which makes sense. As far as Jimmy is concerned, what is Jimmy's plan from here on out? You haven't heard from, and just to maybe give you that a bit of information, you have not heard from Moonbow since the last text that we talked about, more or less. He has not reached out to you. If you've reached out to him, you have not heard back. Again, not necessarily out of the ordinary from him. However, the circumstances around the four of you is a little different than normal, at least as far as you feel. So just so you know, you haven't heard back from him in about 3 days. But vampires work slowly. 3 days isn't that much time.
Or maybe he's also in a box.
Maybe he's also in a box. I mean, that's possible with another
with his cell phone text.
What is Jimmy planning on doing for the rest of this night?
Jimmy's gonna go hole up in the apartment across the park and.
Okay, where he usually goes. All right.
Yeah.
So that'll leave Emmy and Varys alone, which Varys wanted, and Emmy, you have Emmy by himself, so please have at it.
So when they finally leave, I give Emmy a couple of minutes to settle down and maybe go to the fridge and have a juice box of
Otter
blood.
pop.
Yeah. Corpse pop or whatever it is that you
Corpse
have.
pop.
After she kind of settles in or whatever, I'll be like, hey Emmy, can you come in here? I wanted to chat with you.
Okay.
She comes over and sits down.
Yeah, he'll sit down. He'll sit down across from her and be like, I didn't tell you I was going to do this because I wanted to, I guess, see how things went or whatever. And I wanted your opinion on something.
Okay.
I went and I spoke to Fuckface. And in short,
Language. No.
I asked him for work, seeing if he would be willing to at least hire me back on to do work. I mean, I've got skills. There's no denying that. I mean, I have shit that I can do in the real world before we got into whatever this shit is. And I have an opportunity that I can do shit with them. I just wanted to know if you think that's a good idea. Listen, there's only one way, like Lionel told us, there's only one way we're going to get by, and that's to climb, right? And so I figure, let's climb.
You're gonna work for him?
Well, I want your opinion on it, but yeah, that's the idea.
He killed Lionel.
Yeah, that's probably the reason why he's the best option.
Did you not listen to everything that happened here?
I heard everything. Absolutely, yeah.
No good.
This is all sanctioned by the prince. The prince said this is okay. Taking the words at face value, assuming there was no lies there, which is quite the lie to tell. This is sanctioned by the prince, and you're not going to get answers by banging your head against some old books or reading Harry Potter. I mean, we can ask a few more Nosferatu if they have information, but they're getting their shit from cleaning up our mess, not from actually knowing anything. So what are we gonna do? Sit on our hands and try to Google search? I mean,
Are you just sure you're working for the right people?
I'm almost assuredly not working for the right people. I'm pretty sure these are the absolute worst people to work for, which is probably why I'm going to find out what I want to find out. I'm not saying I'm
So
going to
you're
go in there
like-
and
She like gets like she's like sitting Indian style now, and she's got her like hands on her under her chin, and she's like,
So you're like a secret agent.
I was never made field before, but you know, I guess why not post-mortem, right? Uh, Listen, Emmy, I don't intend to drink the Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? Uh, I just it's work, and I get a job, and I'll fucking do the job. You know, I'm not gonna ask. I'll ask questions, but
But what if the
I'll
job
actually do the
is
job.
something not good?
Depending on what that not good is. The way I see it is this: there's hierarchies, there's tiers, there's groups, there's whatever, right? We all kind of got fucking shoved together in a shitty way, and I don't mean me and you. Obviously, you're my little sister, right? Like I got you. But even the other two, Jimmy, he's not bad. He's a little fucking weird. And Callie, well, there's no words to describe her, but I honestly think that she has our best interest in mind, right? And so long as they get our back, I don't see why we can't have this. So long as he's not having me do work that fucks us over, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing though. I don't like the way he looks at us.
I don't like the way anybody looks at us, and I certainly don't like the way I look at that meat out there.
No, but I mean, I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna have you do things that you don't want to do.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
There's got to be another way to get power or knowledge.
Sure, yeah. Again, you can go bang your head against a couple of old tomes and then hopefully blackmail somebody into that information being useful and don't die along the way. I mean, you think what do they call us? Childrener or some shit like that? What the fuck they call us? There are tons of us made. Yeah, childer. That's it. So there are tons of us that are made, right? But not everybody survives to be a big shot or even anywhere near beneath that. Right? That takes some fucking unique shit. You know,
Sure.
there's lots of grunts on the field, right? But only some of them get the promotions. And I'm
Kind of like
saying
what
that
Jimmy was saying. We have to become one of the bigger vampire.
there you go. Now, I don't know about this like Dracul I don't know. Listen, anything that has to do with like dragons or something, I don't know. Like that just sounds fucking
The
weird.
dragons are cool.
Sure, but are they even fucking real? Like, or is it just named weird?
I mean, I didn't think vampires were real either, but
That I won't lie. I'm doubting it out of like hope. Like I joke around about werewolves, but nobody wants the fucking werewolves to be real, right?
I think
So, I
they're
mean,
real.
Yeah, I fucking hope they're not because that's some scary shit. Like I
I'm
used
sure
to
they're real. I read some stuff.
listen. There's only been 2 werewolf movies that didn't scare the shit out of me. All right, and one of them was the Antonio Banderas one, which was like a remake of that old one. You know, like the old one. Like those are the only werewolf movies where the wolf wasn't fucking scary.
I don't think Emmy has seen this, probably.
Probably not. They're both way before her time.
She's 9, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming not.
You can IMDb it later.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm in.
So, I mean, like, obviously, I'm going to keep my wits about me. And he's not a fucking idiot either. He knows that I'm coming in with some sort of reservations. Like, he's not fucking stupid, right? There's not like we're neither one of us are really going to talk about it, are we? But we both know the shit, right? It's just the way it goes when you get, when you're ordered to be under the command of some asshole that you fucking rubbed the wrong way when you guys were both at boot camp fucking 10 years ago, whatever. So it's like that shit. But, more complicated. Anyways, I'm glad you're on board at me. But now I have to ask the really hard question. What about the other 2? Do you even tell them this shit? Or like, do we like keep this to ourselves? I honestly, this is like, I know I'm fucking asking a 9-year-old here, but I honestly don't know what the fuck to do here. You know this shit better than me.
I think that they both have their value in this. It's kind of their choice.
But do we tell them and ask them, like, do we even let them know that I'm doing this shit?
I mean, well, Cal's gonna give you tons of information, so she'd be super useful.
But I can get that information off of Cal without her knowing that I'm working for Fuckface.
She'll figure it out. She's
She's
pretty
not-
smart.
She's not a fucking idiot. Like, I know she'll figure it out eventually, and she'll probably be pissed, but then she'll probably get it. And Jimmy will probably get it too, but it's a matter of, I don't want to, go fucking stabbing them in the back or some shit.
So why don't you tell him? You're not very good at this friendship thing, are you?
Listen, I'm asking your opinion. I'm not saying I wasn't going to. I'm saying, should we? It's kind of open decorum here,
Okay, well, okay. I told you already.
All right. Can't believe I'm going to fucking work for this asshole, but all right. Well, I you know what? Thanks, Emmy. I appreciate the chat. Hey, listen, I gotta go and put some shit together that I'm gonna have to send over his way. But afterwards, if the sun's ain't up yet, then I think maybe we should go out and get ourselves like a celebration snack or something. I think we both did good today.
Okay.
And I give her like
Still
a
kind of like
pat on the head.
confused why why he asked her all these things, but she's cool.
All right. And so the night ends with all four of you kind of going your separate ways.
Wait, Mathis, I'm sorry. That information I'm going to send his way, I'll talk to you about after the session.
All right. Sounds good. Was the consensus to tell Jimmy and Caligari?
Yeah, that was. And so next
Well, I think that's
opportunity
what
when
Emmy
we're
was
all
telling
together. Yeah.
That's
Once
fine.
we're all together.
Yeah, no problem. So basically what's about to happen next is that unless you have anything specific you want to do, weeks are probably about to just go by where Caligari's kind of doing her thing where she's like doing the spy thing and trying to get as much information as she can. And it's
I do specifically want to revisit the Lycia Sanctum church.
Sure. Do you want to go by
And
yourself or
kind
do you
of-
want to bring anybody? I only asked because Caligari would know if that is still being used. It seems like it was being used by a group of them as opposed to just like one of them.
She would try and bring Emmy and like put Emmy in there with them. Just kind of like, look, maybe try this out a little bit. Like in the
I feel
middle
like
of
this
one of
is
their-
when like all the kids have chicken pox, and she's like, "Hey, get chicken pox."
Get chicken pox. Find you Jesus. So just gonna bring her there at least once and like kind of see, because it is also interesting to her. And as we are both unaffiliated, and I am mostly from the outside, I'm more of a spy type. She is going to be the one that can actually get a lot of more direct interaction from everybody.
Sure.
So I'm going to, with her permission, I am going to.
Oh, you're gonna have to
kind of
convince
thrust
her
her
because
into
she's
that.
pretty mad at you.
All right.
Why?
So we'll
No.
skip. Well, we'll get to that
Why
point.
did
Well,
you
my sire.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
So we'll say
You're just like, oh.
I thought you were mad about like something
Oh, no.
about like not something dumb.
No,
It's weeks ago.
it was weird.
She might confide in you that she wants to learn a little more about Lionel, but that's like the only thing that you're really getting.
here. Let's get to that. So we'll say like a week passes, and we'll worry about what the other two do during that week. But eventually, Caligari does find Emmy. Emmy by herself doesn't happen very often. So you're typically going to find Emmy with either typically with Varys, but hey, who knows? Maybe she's with Jimmy because they become friends. Emmy, who are you with when Caligari?
Emmy, why are you creeping on Emmy? That's fucking weird.
Well, this is like a week later.
Yeah, we're saying
And
like
you
a
can
week
have
passes.
two dads. That's legal now.
Now why'd you have to go down that route?
You don't love me, do you?
She used to have two dads.
Oh no, my dads are divorced.
Oh, no,
I used to actually
one's just dead.
legit. This is my I'm on my second dad. Are you my third dad? I don't know. This is weird.
That's also true.
Shit's getting real weird. real
So,
fast.
Emmy, who are you with?
Dream daddy.
You with Varys? You with Jimmy? Or are you on your own doing your own thing for some?
Maybe this time I'm on my own, do my own thing.
Sure. Caligari, you come across her doing whatever she's doing by herself. You know, you find out where she is. You find your way to her. How do you convince Emmy to go with you?
I give her a Harry Potter book. I give her the first Harry Potter book. I say, she very casually walks up, like this frightening creature, but she just doesn't care. And she throws down the book and she says, I told you this could be really interesting. You might like this book.
Emmy picks it up and she's like,
I already read it.
In a week.
she like
brings out all the other ones and they're signed. Like no, something like that where she's like kind of throwing down a couple.
okay. Emmy doesn't like know what to do. She's got like all these books now.
And the books are in horrendous condition. They're readable, but they're like wet, soppy,
Little
stained.
But they're signed.
They definitely
signed.
smell.
It doesn't say signed by who.
They're-
They're just signed.
It's next to the manager from Denny's.
Yeah, exactly. I went back to the Denny's.
Oh my gosh.
So I kind of give her that and I say, you seemed really interested, like she you know a lot about magic for being so young, just like everyone else.
What do you mean by magic?
You she doesn't really know how to say that. But you have like a natural magic about you, something that you understand about more mystic shit. It's pretty cool.
Thanks. Yeah, I don't know. I just
Emmy
kind
punches me in the face.
She's just like,
yeah, I just kind of see things. I don't know. It's weird.
One of the things that is always really fascinating to me is how young she actually is, and how young is a vampire, but she has so much knowledge of occult. She's like 4,
yeah.
right?
3.
3. Like, that's a weird thing for a fucking 9-year-old to have and know. So I feel
Blame
like
Lionel.
there's some kind of weird connection there that I'm kind of trying like suss out and like and see what it is she knows and why that intrigues her, and then hopefully kind of bring her over into like she knows you have an interest, that we have a vested interest, the both.
Yeah. Common interest.
I think it's probably because she had no bedtime and she'd watch the Discovery Channel, which we know is garbage, but in this world actually has secrets in it. Like it actually, like mermaids are real. Mermaids actually are real. That documentary was real.
Ancient.
Cryptozoology, real stuff.
Derek just really wants to be a mermaid.
Yeah, clearly.
There's ancient alien technology.
I would say
or whatever
Ancient
fucking-
Aliens is all fact.
It's all facts. It's real. And Emmy knows it, man. She used to watch that shit. Fucking Discovery Channel.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So she just kind of asks you like, you interested in learning more about that stuff?
I mean, yeah, who doesn't want to learn more about things?
Well, I'm the only one who can help you there.
What are you offering?
Nothing. Protection, I guess. Not that you already don't have that. But I am going to be visiting a couple of these places, and you're a better sight for eyes than I am.
Maybe. Depends on whose eyes.
She thinks of Zigzag just for a moment and then comes back. So dreamy with his many teeth. And she, it's just like you remember that basement, that church that we went to?
Oh, yeah, where...
And then she kind of gets sad again.
Oh yeah.
She thinks about Tiddlywink.
Oh yeah. Oh, she's thinking about Tiddlywink now. I am too. She goes, you want to check it out again?
Are you trying to find another rat?
Sure.
Okay.
Easily done.
Easy peasy. So just kind of like putting it all out there, I want her to like, I'll talk about, hey, you can go in there and ask all the questions that you want. I can't. And kind of play it up like, so you can sate your curiosity too.
Okay.
All
So
right.
what do you want out of this?
I want to know more about the people who are... Actually, what does she want? Fuck. This is so open-ended. I'm learning about something that I could just read in a rule book, but like, I kind of want something else. she wants to know two things primarily.
Mhm.
How they feel about the whole matriarch situation, because it wasn't that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Or their connection to her, as it may have been.
Sure.
And secondly, I guess it's pretty much that. Other people who are high up in the ranks,
Mm-hmm.
like famous vampire people who are also
Affiliated with
like
Lance
them.
Sansom? Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense. So that's what you're trying to learn.
So I
Gotcha.
think that I guess
like more connections.
do I know about the matriarch situation?
No.
Okay,
That is
so
something Callie had to dig
this
super hard to find.
is a thing that you have to converse with me then, I guess, to kind of like be like, because Emmy wants to know what you're trying to get out of this.
That's a good thing. She's not going to ask about that directly.
Okay.
She's just going to like say like just listen as much as you can and see if you can remember names if you hear any names.
All right.
I can listen to names. Sure. So you just want me to sit there and listen to names?
No, just I don't know, mingle, do what people do. She shrugs. She's like, it's not my wheelhouse.
Okay.
All
She
right.
doesn't think this is that weird because Cal's pretty weird already.
So something that the both of you are gonna have to figure out. Well, I'll give you till next week to figure it out. Is that how are you getting there? Are you walking? It's gonna be a hell of a walk. Emmy doesn't drive. Callie doesn't have a car. It's fine. We can find ways for you to get there.
The bus.
But well, yeah, with the Nosferatu. It's part of the vampire game charm. That's gonna be a challenge you guys are gonna have to think of overcoming in the next week. Jimmy, we cut to you as they are like talking and figured things out. Jimmy, a week goes by, and eventually you actually get a text from Moonbow, and it actually just says, "Let's talk. Meet me," and he gives this coordinates to a building. What the hell, Scott? Okay, that was really weird. He gives you coordinates to a building. Says meet me, let's talk, and he gives you a date, and the date isn't actually for a few more days from when you get the text. If you reply, he never responds, and it's just he gives you let's talk, and here's the building and a date. Scott, the first week you don't get a job, but we'll get to that.
That's why I was actually hoping to chat with Jimmy if that's possible. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, go do that. You both have phones. It's not that difficult. You can go ahead and contact
exactly.
him.
So, because like I said, I'll talk to you after the session before
Yeah, of
that
course.
whole thing, anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I'll actually shoot Jimmy a text, like, I don't know, 2 days later, some shit like that, and just be like, when I already know like Emmy's doing her own shit, I'll shoot a text and be like, "You free?"
Yeah.
And I'll probably text like some place in a park or some shit. A place where you can easily go grab an easy bite or whatever that's nearby. And so meet there. Just drive and meet there. Like, hey Jimmy, what's up?
Not much. Just been waiting on everybody else. This isn't really my thing at this point. Better with a target.
Yeah, I hear you. Usually my thing is more finding other people's targets and then just kind of finding the next person's target and so on. Anyways, so yeah, I wanted to talk to you about some shit. And I kind of like do that whole like turn and start walking, like walk sort of bit. Late night in a park. Let's go for a stroll.
And it's a night where it's like a gentle breeze is blowing. It's relatively unoccupied right now. It is still, it's a weekday, and there's not like many people here at all. Your usual fare of late night park goers, which are typically not very friendly. However, they keep to themselves.
So I will start walking with him and be like, so Jimmy, you know how you were talking about the structure of like the culture and shit, and you know, you're saying like order direct cool, like you kind of do that shit because hey, you know. Well, I get it. Like I'm not a fucking idiot. I get it. How you're supposed to climb the hierarchy here to you know, not be just some fucking piece of shit that gets taken advantage of or eventually just gets dusted, right?
Yeah.
So I went and I got a hold of Fuckface and I went and met with him.
Uh-huh.
See is I offered to work for the guy.
Okay.
So the short version is I got skills from like before and more or less just offered to work for the guy. I ain't done nothing for him yet aside from effectively lick his taint and that was that.
Okay.
Anyways, if I'm gonna do this, because you know, there's like the four of us, we're connected. Are we? I want to make sure the shit's good with everybody before I actually go and do it, because I figure at this point I can still tell them just to fuck off.
Well, feels like the rest of us are going to be along for the ride, no matter what. At this point.
Well, yeah, sure, whatever, but I'm not trying to go into this without getting your opinion of it. You know what I mean? Like I talked to Emmy first, like obviously.
Yeah.
And I figured I'd talk to Callie last because she's, you know, the loose cannon.
That's true, actually. I'm fine with it. Just keep us, you know, informed so like we know what you're doing.
Yeah, no, obviously. I mean, there are some things that I imagine there's gonna be shit where like I can't say shit. You know how there's, I mean, or you might not, but that's just how things go. Sometimes you can't say stuff. But if there's ever anything super important, or if there's anything that affects any of you or us, whatever, directly, I'll obviously, like, come on. I'm not having this conversation with you because I'm blowing smoke, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I could have just like kept my mouth shut and figured it out on my own. It's not like you live with me.
Right. Correct.
Jimmy's like, little did you know I've been hiding in your closet.
And then I'm actually gonna be like, speaking of like, where the fuck do you live?
Here and there.
Like that's not a thing though. Like for Emmy and I to stay together, that actually made shit easier for Lionel. You know, when because it's really fucking difficult to move around. How the fuck do you stay here or there? What do you borrow a coffin?
I mean, I used that. I got an apartment across the park,
Oh, cool.
and I got an
Like
apartment.
this is just a quick walk for you. Like I had to drive here, but this is a quick walk for you.
Yeah, and I mean, I got an apartment in Boys Town, and I got an apartment on South Side, and the one in Oak Park.
Damn, how many points in Haven do you have?
Well, wait a second. Are you like?
Out of character.
Are you
I
loaded?
have half of our collective points in
Yeah.
Haven.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Because remember, I put a point in it for the team as well. I think
Yeah.
Nika did, and I think he put
I
two or
have
three.
one as well.
Nika didn't.
Oh, Nika didn't. Oh, you put one? How many did you do, Jimmy?
I've got
I
3.
have one. I almost did two, but then I really wanted to use it on encyclopedic knowledge.
Wait, so we have 6 points as a team?
Yeah.
We can have
Holy
like
fuck.
a mansion.
I think Nika's is technically separate from the teams.
Oh, that's right. That's why.
Hers
That's
is
right.
like a sewer hole.
Yeah.
That's right.
she lives
Because
in a
we're
sewer hole.
we can't
There's a
use
lot of
that
sewer
for a lot of
hole.
reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also
That's right.
I sleep on the gargoyle wing that I left in the fucking forest that I see. You don't know.
She's just got places.
I
So-
thought you used it as like a blanket.
So I say to Jimmy,
It cradles me, so I like kind of. It's nice.
I go, so are you like fucking loaded, or do you just like have a bunch of shitholes that nobody knows that you're staying there, or
I mean, I
somewhere
have,
in
like-
between those two?
I got some like investments. I got friends. I can't spend any of my money on drugs anymore, so I kind of got like a lot of money that I don't know what to do with now.
I won't lie, Jimmy. I made that, assumption, but how
and
how
sometimes
like
I
all
sleep in the park.
like completely thrown out for the conversation I was about to have with you. I'm like, you stay in the park?
Yeah, like in the dirt.
The fuck do you do that?
It's like a
Vampire
man-ray.
magic?
He just like digs a hole in the
No, just go.
Wait.
Just dive in.
You mean this whole time I could just like I could like puppy myself a hole, like I'm like burying a bone or something, and I could just like
No.
hide down there?
No, that's gross. You just turn into dirt, like this, and Jimmy like lays down on the ground and turns into dirt, just like dissolves, melts away into the dirt.
I have seen a lot of shit both when I was alive and since I died. I am going to let out a like a legit yip. When that shit happens, and like I actually take like 2 steps back, like what the fuck, and like instinctively reach for my gun. Like the fuck was that? Like he doesn't come back.
No, he's
I'm
got
just like, I'll probably stay there for like another minute or so, and like just kind of like looking around,
Awkwardly standing by yourself in the middle of the park.
I'm then gonna turn and walk back to my truck, and then I'm gonna sit there for like a solid 10 minutes thinking, was I talking to Jimmy or am I seriously fucking losing it? I think with that I'm gonna send him just like I don't know, I guess a question mark. That's it for a text, and contemplate afterlife as I drive away.
good. I think in the morning you get a text. It's just like, anyways, great convo.
That is amazing.
BTW, going to the church with Callie. Bye.
And I think on that bizarro ending, we are gonna have to wrap up this week. We'll next week we'll kind of cover what happens over the next few weeks. Jimmy meeting up with Moonbow and Callie and Emmy going to the church, and Scott maybe working some jobs and stuff. And finally, hopefully some questions were answered. Hopefully more were raised. And I hope you guys had fun, chat and players alike. Thank you guys for coming by. We'll go around. People will tell you where you can find them, what they're doing this week, if they're doing anything. And we'll end it there, starting with Scott.
Hi, Delric. You can find me Twitter, Delric, YouTube, Delric, but Twitch, Delric Master, because that's just how it happens. And I play a Mass Effect tabletop that I put together. I play an Eberron D&D game that I put together. Those ones I DM over on Twitch.tv/Derek Master. I am also the other DM here on Lost Initiative, which on Tuesday nights I play with Mathis and Maggie, as well as Strippin, and a 4th person. And I'll just say that because that's pretty much how it is, for a D&D 5e game that we play over there in Faerun. Other than that, just stuff and things and places.
Sweet. Nika, what about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Nika Harper. I have a Patreon as well that I do some like backstory stuff on there. Like Caligari has a backstory, Zigzag has a backstory that I wrote out. Also, this weekend in Southern California is Indiecade. So if you like indie games or tabletop things and stuff like that, I am definitely going to be around for a bit of the weekend, just kind of having fun, probably getting really drunk with a lot of my indie friends. Like, it's just the way it goes. So look forward to seeing you there if you happen to go. And maybe you can convince me to test out my new card game that I'm working on with you as well.
Very sweet. Very nice. Maggie?
Hey, you guys can find me at Margaret Crone in all the places: Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I don't know, all the things. I'm doing stuff on the internets. If you like other roleplay games, I play some other stuff, and hopefully, I'm gonna be able to get back into streaming on my channel again, doing some more games. I've just been really sick. I just want to not be sick anymore. That'd be great. This has been awesome. I really love this game. I keep saying that every time we play it, though. Like,
I'm
I didn't
glad it's
expect...
lasted 5 weeks of love, because I thought I would lose you.
I think the system is just really neat. I'm enjoying it a lot. So
Good.
I hope we get to play more.
I'm sure we will. And John, what about you, man? What's got going on this week?
Oh, not a lot going on. I have reviews and stuff going up. All my writing you can see over on twitter.com/johnbolts. I post links to that stuff, and I usually pin it up as it goes. And I am on Twitch next Monday afternoon. I'm going to start up a Battle Brothers campaign, which is a pretty entertaining game about
fun
getting
game.
dirty peasant men killed.
Yeah, basically. I'm like, it's
Dirty peasant men.
fucking
Yeah.
hard. Battle Brothers is so hard. God, but it's a great game. So I'm glad you're playing it.
Yeah.
I'm actually starting to think about playing, speaking of difficult games, I really want to start playing Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead.
Mm.
Yeah. What's that? What's that voice for?
Mm.
Don't do it?
That's another sad game where everyone dies. Like,
Yeah, oh yeah, no,
I don't know what else to say to you.
Spoilers, God.
And as far as the show and stuff, you guys want to tweet at the show, Lost in It Show on Twitter. Subreddit, you can talk about all the shows weekly and whatnot over there. If there's anything you guys want or have questions for, you can do it there as well. And like Scott said, we'll be back on Tuesday with more 5e. It'll be week 35, I think.
Yeah.
Of our 5e game, which is
Crazy.
crazy.
35
crazy.
still alive.
Yeah, 35 still alive.
Well,
Scott.
I don't know. Not everyone's alive. There's only.
And if you missed it, I know we had like an influx of people who were like, what's this? What's going on? If you want to watch the VODs, all the VODs are over at youtube.com/MathisGames. You can go watch those whenever you want. And if you're a subscriber, you can watch this VOD immediately after the stream closes. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back next week with week 6 of Vampire Bloodlust. Bye-bye.